Hey everybody, this is Bill Vernon, your Keller Williams agent for the Central Texas area. And we're going to do one of our market reports. And here we go. For this one's for Killeen and the housing report for November 2022. What happened? So of course everybody knows about my thing about price distribution and the sweet spot of the bat. The majority of the sales in November were in the 200 to the 299, which puts you at about 54.8% of the sales. Now, what is interesting, 31% was anything under 100 to 200,000, which is kind of interesting to me because that segment is slightly starting to grow. Now, the median price has increased in Killeen, pretty significant, 8.3% compared to 2021. So still there's an increase in the pricing of your average house, right? Now, active listings have increased. Now, this is an interesting statistic. It's been going on for quite a while in triple digits. It is 193.7% increase. So we had 373,300 homes in 2022. Now on active. Now what we got active right now is 419 are actively out there on the market. And this is also an interesting statistic we're going to kind of start following is 90 plus. Houses that are on the market for 90 plus. And that is 128 houses right now currently, right? So we're sitting here on the 16th. So when we do this report in January, I want you guys to kind of start remembering those numbers, right? Now, closing sales were down almost 30% to 28.6% decrease. And here's something else that's kind of interesting. If we went back and looked in November in 2021 and looked at expired, you know what we probably see? Pretty close to zero. I remember when we were talking about this last year, I'd say, oh, there's 3 expires here. Oh, we need to start paying attention to this. And then throughout the early part of this year, I was kind of talking about, because here's the expired statistic that I want to put in front of you. 88 in November. 88 houses did not sell. That's what an expired listing is, a listing that didn't sell. And so that just blows my mind how we went from one to the other. I expected an increase, but 88, that's kind of interesting. Okay, days on market actually are 14 days more. So houses are sitting on the market. That's why we were going to start tracking that 90 plus statistic, is because we're going to be looking at days on market. So 34 days on the market, and that's really the increase. Days to close, in other words, after it goes under contract and you get your check, is 32. That went up a few days, but not by that much, right? So we're at 66 total days. So if you put it on the market in November, you expect to close in 66 days. Okay, so months on inventory, aka if you want to get really snooty and be an economist, a real estate economist, this is the absorption rate is 1.5. In other words, if we stop putting everything on the market, in theory, we would be sold out in a month and a half. Now, I want to compare this. In November at this same time last year, it was half a month. So see, those are increasing. So the market is definitely in a shift, even in the Killeen area. And it's going to, I was talking to somebody in Fort Bragg area, an agent in Fort Bragg. And oh, by the way, if you're thinking of moving somewhere else, I'm going to be able to actually go, hey, let's go talk to Heather in Fort Bragg. Okay, she's a great agent in the Fort Bragg area, right? So I know other agents in other areas that I can get you with if you're PCSing out and moving somewhere else. Now, this is what I'm going to say to you is this, Heather told us that this is a skill-based market. And that's what I'm going to tell you right now. This is a skill-based market, because let's go back to the expired thing. I think that's going to blow up. And the reason why is I pulled some comps for a listing appointment this week that we're going on. And the average sale in the last 60 days was in the mid 2s. And everybody had the houses listed, actively listed. And there was over, 8 houses, I would say over half a dozen houses for sale in that subdivision that we were looking at. They were between the low 3s to the mid 3s. And a lot of those were way above 66 days on the market, the 34 days on the market. We're not counting the close dates. They were way past that. I want to say half of them were past the 66 days. So what I think we're going to see here pretty quick is just like a mind-blowing number of expired listings, because agents do not have the skills to sell houses in this market, or a market that we have in this moment. So you really need to pay attention who you're picking as real estate agents in the markets that you're looking at. So I guess who you could talk to. Now, you can call me, Bill Vernon, at 254-495-5661. And by the way, I got a team of people that will help you out. If for some reason I'm busy, you want to talk to Leah or Rachel or Nancy. And then, of course, we have the team, so don't forget about that help us close and make this choppy market as smooth as we can possibly make it. Now, don't forget to subscribe and to like the video. And if you have comments, put them down there. Of course, you can call me too at that phone number, 254-495-5661. Talk to you soon. Bye now.